You know, as inflation continues to put a strain on grocery bills, it also raises concerns about providing our families with good, healthy meals and snacks under a tight budget. Well, we got your back with a new segment called Meal Prep Mondays, and here to show and tell is nutrition consultant Shauna Thomas. Good morning, Shauna.
Good morning, George.
Good to have you back. It's been a while.
Yes, it is so nice to be back.
So today, episode 3 is all about fall soups.
Yes, I love soups. And this is the time of year we're all looking forward to these comforting, warming soups and stews. We get to use seasonal vegetables. But the great thing about soup, too, is it really does extend that grocery budget.
Right.
And you can use up leftovers in your fridge.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You know, soup's like the Rodney Dangerfield of foods. It doesn't get no respect. It really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Contrary to what you heard on Seinfeld, if you watch that show, soup is a meal.
Soup is a meal, and I'm going to show you actually some secret ingredients in these ones today that will help sustain that soup and make it even more of a meal.
Okay, let's start here with the chunky, funky looking soup.
Yes, so this can be called leftover soup, this can be called kitchen sink soup, you know, clean out the fridge soup, whatever you want to call it. But this one, you really can use what you have on hand in your pantry, in your fridge, those vegetables that, you know, at the bottom of the crisper that go there to die, pull them all out, and you can use them in these soup. And so you can see here I've used onions, carrots, celery, which is a really basic way to start a soup. And you want to take any of those hearty vegetables that you have, the potatoes and the peppers, cook those first, keep the leafy greens and those sorts of things, broccoli for the end, and just make them a nice bright green. But you can use anything, and honestly, it's going to taste good. I know that sounds crazy, but any vegetables, throw them together.
And you can leave it chunky, or you could puree it if you want.
Absolutely.
If people in your house like everything smooth, right? Totally.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a good one.
Next, I love the color. What's inside?
So this one is our classic potato and leek soup.
That's a comfort.
So good. Yes, I absolutely love it. It's one of my husband's favorites. And the humble potato, I mean, you can turn it into so many different dishes. It's so delicious. Leeks are in season right now, so this is a really, really good one. And I add a little secret ingredient in this one to boost up the fiber, boost up the protein. It's a can of white kidney beans. And if you add it in,
healthy.
oh my gosh, so healthy. You add it in right before you blend, and nobody will know. I promise, no one will know.
And leek is one of the most delicious. It's so sweet. It's got everything. It's such a deep flavor profile.
Yet
It really
mild,
adds.
right? It's like a milder than an onion, so it's really, you know, accessible for lots of people. It's not going to offend anybody.
It's perfect for soup in that regard. All right,
exactly.
With more color. I mean, we eat with our eyes. This looks delicious right there.
So this is one of my absolute favorite soups. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's savory, and the secret ingredient in this one here is peanut butter. And I know a lot of people are going to go, peanut butter in a soup? Are you crazy?
I'm down with that, Shauna.
Oh, it is so good.
Down.
So this is a sweet potato and peanut stew, and it has a little bit of spinach in there, a can of tomatoes. It really costs pennies to make this one.
So
everything is in your pantry, in your house already. I can almost guarantee it. And it comes together really, really quickly, and it's super creamy. We add a can of coconut milk. It's completely vegan too.
Great.
So really, this is one for everybody. I love this
And
soup.
that's a meal. I mean, that's nutrition in a jar, in a bowl right there. That's like a whole day's worth of everything, really.
Yeah, and super hearty. Like that one is going to keep you full and last until dinner. That one is a great, great one to bring for lunch.
And finally, bright and beautiful. What's at the end here?
So this is one of my favorites. This is the classic butternut squash soup. I like to roast my butternut squash before I put it in. It really intensifies the flavor of the squash. And the secret ingredient in this one, because butternut squash, as delicious and sweet and wonderful as it is, sometimes just doesn't last as long, right? It doesn't really fill you up. So I actually add in a block of silken tofu right before I blend it up, and it adds that creaminess without the cream, so keeping it a little bit healthier, and it is so super delicious with that added boost of protein.
See, now all of this also helps us to not press the easy button, right? We've become so accustomed to just going that easy route often when we're busy and, you know, feeding the family at night. Just order out. But if you got this done ahead of time, which you do, with all these preserve jars, simple stuff, and it's just pour and go, right?
Absolutely.
Anytime.
And with the pureed ones too, these can be put into, a little thermal mug. You can have them on the way to, the hockey rink, to the sports, whatever you're doing, on the way to work, whatever you've got going on, there is a soup that will fit your lifestyle and come together really quickly and easily for your family.
And presentation, I want to show this before we finish up. Which soup is this? And tell me how you got that design.
So this is the butternut squash soup. I just took a little bit of Greek yogurt, swirled it, and then pulled a knife right through. A little bit Halloween-y.
Shauna, Meal Prep Mondays, a big hit, episode 3. How do people reach out to you for more recipes, tips, and hacks and all that?
They can find me on shaunathomas.com. I'm also on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere. Just search me.
Cool. Look forward to next episode. Right now, though, we'll take a break and be back with more on CP24 Breakfast. Soup's a meal. Forget what